Hi, I'm Andrew Stevenson, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can remove the colour from most images using Affinity Photo. So this is going to be similar to the last video I made where I created colouring book images in Corel Paint Shop Pro, but this is in Affinity. It's a bit better and a little bit easier. So there are a couple of ways to do it, and the first way I show you is going to be quite easy, but it all depends on what sort of image you've got. So I'll load up the first image now. So here is my cute little koala bear sports guy. It's from the same pack as the last video. Again, I'll link down to it in the description. So this is a regular PNG, and what you can do in Affinity Photo is just simply fill these coloured areas white. So to do that, go on the Flood Fill tool, make sure the colour selected is white, and there you go. Just click every bit. As simple as that. Now all you need to do is just file and export the image as a PNG, and there it's just ready to use like any other PNG. I did just realise I forgot to get rid of that bit of dumbbell. So that's an easy thing to do. This is a clear image. They've got nice thick outlines. The colour itself was just one colour. There was no sort of shading or gradient to it. Each colour was a simple block. But if you've got a more complex image, it's a little bit harder to get rid of all the colour using this method here. I'll load up a more complex image and show you what I mean. So this is a more complex image. It would make a good colouring book picture, I think. But we've got to get rid of all this colour. And as you can see, there's different shades at work here. There's loads of different things going on in the hair there. And if we try to use the fill tool, it gets rid of bits of it. And if you zoom in, you might be able to get most of it, but there's room for mistakes, and it's going to take a long time. This is where it gets similar to the last video. So it's a bit more of a lengthy process, but I'm also going to show you a way how you can make this just a one-click job. You'll set it up once and then you'll just click, 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 and you'll convert all of your images. So the first thing to do is to click on the image, which is here in the panel, in the layers panel, background, go to adjust, and we're going to change the hue, saturation and luminosity. Well, actually we're just going to move this saturation. And this is identical to what we did in Corel. So just grab the slider, pull it to the left. Now, with background selected, we're going to duplicate it by right click and duplicate, or you can also Ctrl J. The one on top is the copy, the one on the bottom is the original image. That's now locked. The next thing to do is on the blend mode. Again, similar to Corel Draw, we're going to change it from normal to color dodge. Already it's looking like a decent colouring book image, but we're going to make it better. Now we need to invert it. So with the top image still selected, press Ctrl and I on the keyboard, or Command I if you are on Mac. So this is white. It's looking very similar to our Coral Draw effort. And then the next step on the Coral Draw was to use the Gaussian or however you pronounce it, blur. And to find that in Affinity Photo, we go to Layer, New Live Filter Layer, Blur, that word I can't pronounce. And again, just slidey slide till you get the sort of image you want. So that's not a bad image. It's got all of the details on, but go up the slider till you find something you like. That looks nice and clear. It's got a shadow on there, which we'll find out what it looks like when we export it, then import it into Publisher. But I think that's going to make it stand off the page a bit. And that's it. As simple as that. So we'll export. As a PNG, just click export. And this is what the exported image looks like in, this is Publisher, Affinity Publisher 2. Obviously you use whatever publishing software you use. And that looks pretty good. There's a little bit of a black outline missing there, but it wasn't there in the original photo. But that won't stop people colouring. And I'll just drag a quick shape behind just so we can see that shadow. There we go, you can see the little shadow behind. I like that, but you don't have to have it there. Just change the blur level in the previous step. Now obviously in a colouring book you won't even have an image in the background, I wouldn't imagine, unless you're going to build up an image and have like a castle here and some fish behind it. But it's a quite quick way of changing a colourful image into a simple black and white one, ideal for colouring books, activity books, or any of your black and white interior normal KDP books. This could easily be a little bit of ornamentation on any page. So here we are back in Affinity Publisher, and now we're going to create this into a one-step, one-click job. And the way we would do that is macros. The eager eye will have noticed the macro window open. And to get this macro window open in your Affinity Photo, go to Window, Macro, and just check that on. So what we're going to do is we're going to press record here, and then we're going to go through those steps again, and then we'll press stop, and then we'll save it. And then all of the operation that we've done there will be stored as a macro, as a job. So we will start off by pressing the record button, and then make the adjustment, HSL, drag the saturation down, then this is just asking which layer to select. So we'll have the parent layer, and then we'll duplicate that with Ctrl J. Change the blend mode to color dodge. And as you can see, the left hand side is recording each one of the steps. We need to invert it next by Ctrl and I. Then we add the blur. And then we use the slider. So we'll set this slider to what looks good for the image, and I'll have it there. This setting will be stored in the macro. On some images you might have to go back into this and change the slider on each individual image that this setting doesn't work for, but it's easily done, and I'll show you that next. And that's that. We'll press stop, we press add to library, and we'll call it removing colour. So now I'm going to open up a brand new image, another mermaid. So this is Mermaid 4. And here the macro is stored, removing colour. If I click this, colour's gone. If you don't like the way it is, double click the blur and slide it up or down. On some images you'll want it down here, on others you'll want it up there. And here's another koala image. So this is the one that we could do with the click, 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 or with the flood fill, or we can just use the remove colour. There you go, one click done. Like I say, you might need to do a little bit of fine tuning, but this certainly lets you quickly see if an image is going to be suitable for a colouring book. The best images, of course, are the ones with thick outlines, clearly defined colour areas, and you can also do this with photographs. Again, it's not going to be great, but it's something that you could do and, you know, fiddle about with the different settings. So this is the photograph I'm going to be removing the colour from. There you go. One click does photographs. So that's it. Just a quick video showing you how you can remove colour from images in Affinity Photo 2, but also the most useful bit of this tutorial, I think, is the macro editor, where you can just turn all of that faffing about into one click. Now, to be honest, I haven't used Affinity Photo much. I think I will do a lot more often now, especially with the macro option. And I learned about the macro specifically for colouring books by watching another lady's video. I'll link to her channel in the description. She does things on KDP and, you know, a lot of videos on the Affinity suite of software. So give her a follow if you want. So that is it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I shall see you next time.